Welcome back to the rings.
Rings the game.
Okay, let's carry on.
Actually, a video game based off of the ring.
It's bad, Jova. Trust us.
Yeah, there's actually a Dreamcast game, but it's apparently bad. But I never played it, so I wouldn't know.
There's a Dreamcast game based off of the ring. I'll be dang.
It's bizarre and stupid.
For a moment, I thought you were talking about the one that has Lilo in it.
On paper, I get what they were trying to do because it's close to a point-and-click survival, kind of like Clock Tower, but it's so bad in its execution that it's not even pleasant to play.
Maul was in the last ring stage, and I guess she died, apparently.
Whatever, the game doesn't seem to care about the fact that she was there, why should I? Moving on. It's also,
It only cares when you lose.
Yes. Lex doesn't actually do anything in this game, except win. A lot.
Well, don't... So, in that case, is this a riveting success for him, given how many times he's probably won?
I'm actually surprised that, I'm actually surprised that they don't have, Lex laughing, like, or at least saying, like, you have to go for all my rings. Or something.
Well, I guess they figured it would be too repetitive to have him say, solve my maze every time.
But that's what they say all the time. If you want to rescue your friend, solve my maze, Superman. That's what they say at the beginning of every ride level.
Wait, really?
Yes, no. Every time you start a ride level...
It just says there's no time to wait.
No, Superman does. But there's a text box by Lex Luthor saying, if you want to save your friends, solve my maze, Superman.
Okay. I was talking about when Lex actually does say solve my maze. I thought he said that vocally.
That's the thing, Jova. The only voice clip Lex has is his laugh. He doesn't actually have an actual line of dialogue. He just has that laugh that does happen, and that's it.
I guess I got a Mandela effect there. I could have sworn he said solve my maze. But hey, at least that was one of the more merciful ring levels.
Yes, it was.
Thank goodness for small
So let me guess. Next mission involves tornadoes.
Alright, let's see. Bloody hell.
I must be psychic. I mean, what are those tornadoes even doing? It doesn't look like they're gonna hurt anyone.
They're gonna hurt those skaters.
There's a bystander.
Jesus Christ.
The skater
and of all the tornado missions, this is probably the most annoying because the tornadoes are both tornadoes are going away from each other. So if you have to be quick in dispatching them, otherwise they'll hit the skaters and you lose. It's annoying as shit.
And remember, this is with save states. Like, imagine you lose the stage.
Remember.
It's back to the. I forget. Is it back to the start of just the ring level that came before this, or is it back to the start of the first ring level of each section?
No. You just go back to the beginning of the ring session you did before this mission.
Okay.
That being said, it's still stupid. The checkpoint should still be saved when we get here because.
I know, right?
Because these missions are incredibly easy to miss first time.
It must have been so fun to beat this game back in the day without save states.
Well, like Dark Roger once said, that even back then we did have the Game Shack Pro that we could.
I'm actually curious. What did people have to say on Nintendo Power regarding this?
Well, considering
from what I recall, they weren't kind.
I mean, considering it's not a first-party Nintendo game, I'm pretty sure they
I'm
were allowed
sure
to.
This game got a lot of marketing, so
I'm
I
not
wouldn't be
talking about
surprised.
reviews, even fan letters,
Oh, there's no time to waste.
It's like, for example, remember too, like it depends a lot on the magazine. Like for example, if you take a look at the thank you trailer in Heavy Rain Move Edition, it shows the review from the official PlayStation magazine, giving it a perfect score. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure the official PlayStation magazine is in no way biased about this first-party Sony game.
I was talking about the fan letters that they usually put on the back, but the people of the magazine tend to answer because Nintendo Power had dedicated section like that, or even in cases someone had trouble, they even put like a small boxes with tips occasionally throughout the entire magazine.
I guess. I don't know, Taylor. I don't know.
I wonder if there were people who legit love this game, and those are the fan letters that they play.
I hate these rings that move up and down because they're so annoying. They completely break the flow of the ring.
Well, it's not a review exactly, but it's a preview of Superman 64 from Nintendo Power.
Yeah, I noticed that too. The Game of Steel.
The Game of Steel.
Get it?
That's a joke.
Man of Steel.
That's a joke.
Like how the Superman roller coaster is called the Ride of Steel. It's a pretty good ride too.
I love these note at the bottom of an image of a screenshot of a game. Will this game live up to fans' expectation? Titus is working closely with DC Comics and Warner Bros. To ensure that he does.
And by that we mean Warner Brothers were doing everything in their power to see to it that making this game was a nightmare for Titus, who weren't exactly being the beacons of quality control themselves.
Admit it, when those $1.95 X-ray glasses you bought didn't work, you were crushed. In this game, you'll be able to see through brick walls. Spoilers, no you won't.
This is fun. Looking at all that advertised junk.
That is another one. Having all of these powers at our command really gave us a sense of what it would be like to be the Man of Steel.
Really?
Okay. Can I read one of them?
Go ahead.
The Man of Steel, the Man of Tomorrow, the last son of Krypton. No matter what you call him, Superman is one of the most recognized characters in the world. He's been featured in everything from comic books to major motion pictures, and he'll soon star in his first ever 3D video game. Based on Superman the Animated Series, this action-adventure title is being produced under the watchful eyes of DC Comics and Warner Brothers to ensure that it will be both accurate and entertaining. We set out to see if an early version of the game could leap over our expectations in a single bound.
Superman's vision powers were our phase, alongside that old standby super
Alright,
speed.
here we go.
Super speed quite a bit too, but it was often awkward to control. In fact, just walking around was much tougher than flying, but we expect that those controls will be tweaked and tucked before the game is released.
Whatever, at least it's better. I'll take that over blowing more fucking tornadoes.
So yeah, again, as a preview, it's a bit naive, but very understandable, especially for the standards of Nintendo Power. But
they even do admit that there were some things that got them worried, but they figured that it would be too.
They were optimistic. Bless them.
Oh my god, you can literally get caught on invisible walls.
That's because, Jova, the collision detection in this game is terrible. Let me explain. This is actually something that this game has in common with the other Superman game that Titus made. Here's how the collision detection works. Think of Superman as a giant brick, in the sense that you don't
air around him also has mass, I guess.
No, that's the thing, Jova. Think of it like it's not just his model that can collide with things. There's you can tell that the hitbox is bigger than the actual model, because there's a lot of times where you will pass by a wall without actually touching it, but the game thinks that you're facing the wall and therefore you stop. It's hard to explain. The best I can explain is that the hitbox is bigger than Superman's model, and as a result it leads to you getting stuck in places.
I guess we could headcanon it as his cape getting caught on something.
Yeah, sure.
Otherwise,
They're not that clever, Jova.
Those are a little bit here on the picture
honestly, even if they came up with the ideas that I had mentioned, at best those could just be excused as in-game excuses or whatnot. Like, sure, it might pretty or puff it up a bit more, but at the end of the day, it ain't fun.
Taming a van for missile-packing robots is all in a day's work for Superman. The game's plot and character designs have been based on Superman the Animated Series, all 5 of them, and for what plot?
The action was presented in a third-person perspective, like Banjo-Kazooie or Superman 64.
What? Wait, excuse... What the...
Wow.
See? I can't even get through...
I love Superman's expression flashes.
Fine, I'll go around the fucking building. Jesus
above and
fucking
beyond.
Christ.
Anyway,
Again, I really ponder how the hell did the fucking developer manage to slap every single one of them rings, onto the levels one by one.
this game.
This game is not, again,
Yes.
that's why I keep saying, this game is not as bad as the legends say. It's worse.
It's worse.
There we go.
Alright,
The
tornadoes.
You
No,
know,
I think we're into the next build.
No, we're actually
you
done.
know,
I think.
you know,
Wait,
I-
actually, no, Theo, now that I think about it, I think we're actually not done yet.
only in this
Lift,
game.
oh, this one.
Rings-
Check this out. Lift the car.
You even leave, bro.
Okay, I lifted the car. Now what?
I think you
Now
need to
let's-
get there, get that to the goal.
Hello, skater boy.
So,
See you later.
That's
boy.
radical.
See you later, boy.
so here's what it actually. There we go. See what happens to you. You just have to lift the car so that so that the skater can go by. That's literally it.
Next mission.
With the rings.
What? But Tio, the rings were our best program.
Gotta love the horizontal motion on the rings. Like the rings are going na 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 na,
Oh my god.
and now they're laughing at you.
Go,
See,
go, Superman.
I interpret this as the rings laughing at you. See.
I don't know who mentioned it, but
Take
yeah.
me seriously, damn it.
Honestly, yeah. You know what? Mod and Lex Luthor's laugh over these rings.
Can you imagine having a mod for this game where you hear Lex Luthor's laughing clip every time you go through a ring?
I mean, I've seen weirdest beings in terms of modding.
Oh my god.
Why not?
Jova, I just realized it. Superman 64 Omo Chow edition.
No, no,
Oh
no,
my god.
Why would you
So-
even do that? What person
So-
do you need to torture?
So basically, you want to make literal hell on Earth. 'Cause that's what you get, hell on Earth.
Guys, this is already hell on Earth. At this point, what's a little more?
You want to make it an inferno? Dante's 12th layer of hell?
Yes, why not?
Actually, the bottom was 9th, so you want to be 10th.
Sky's the limit. What you don't get.
yeah,
No,
it
but
goes beyond the ninth.
Theo, I don't know, Theo. The existence of this game proves that there's lower levels than that.
Yeah.
No, that's what I mean, but whatever.
So, I wonder what the genius developers were thinking with this one. How do we make it even tougher?
Again, more rings. I'll still before this run is over, I will try to make a comparison between the very first ring level in terms of quantity and one of these that is like 2/3 towards the end of the
Wait,
game.
guys, I got it. These
Okay.
rings, the plethora of them. This is all a result of the president from Wonder Woman 84's wish. What else is there to wish for but more? More rings, more challenges, more maze levels, even though they aren't goddamn mazes.
Right wing.
Yes, Superman, take that Super Duke.
So yeah, now we're in the subway level. Here's a question. Lex Luthor's troops have invaded the city through the subways. Only Superman can stop them from taking over the city.
Well, Superman
Again,
the Cap-
Why
get-
do
I
we
get-
care
Exactly,
about
why
this
should-
digital city?
why should we care
Exactly.
about this? See, the previous levels were
Why doesn't Superman capitalize with an S?
because shut up. That's why the base the only reason we were going through the other levels, well, aside from the first level to them, was so that we could try to save our friends. Okay, I understand that. There's no reason for Superman to stay. Okay, the idea is supposedly that now we have to find out how to escape from the virtual world. So how does how does stopping Lex Luthor from taking over the subway help us do that exactly?
You see, by playing the game, you win. That's
Okay.
the logic.
Like that,
I'm guessing
like that
without
was the ones.
cheats, those trains are supposed to hurt you.
No, the drones don't hurt you, but the enemies all have rocket launchers, meaning they can very quickly drain your health.
What's the point of the trains?
To annoy you?
I guess to make it seem more seamless.
Anyway, like the Lord One said in his review, the big problem with this level is, once again, what you're supposed to do is completely nonsensical and obtuse. What the fuck? Like, I'm not... oh, you're trapped, Superman.
These tunnels will be your grave.
Just
Oh no! The man with super strength could never punch through a bit of rubble. He is absolutely dead.
Dark World Shadow 1 has two theories for why Superman can't just use his super strength to plow through that. Number one, Superman is too stupid and didn't think of doing that. Number two, this game is a piece of shit. You decide for yourself which of the two theories is the correct one.
They could be both.
Oh my god.
And so yeah, what you're actually supposed to do, okay, you'd think, considering the game tells you, oh, try to stop them from taking over the city, so you'd think that means defeat all the enemies, right? No. What you're supposed to do is you have to go to the end of the subways for that cutscene that we just saw happen, and then you have to go all the way back to the beginning of the level again, so you can have a similar scene happen. So, because you see what's actually happening here is that they're trying to trap Superman into the subway. So I want to recap this. Superman went into the subway for no reason, only to get trapped in said subway.
Brilliant.
Okay, look.
Brilliant!
Again, unless they explain that this digital subway is too strong for Superman, no. Spider-Man has been able to tunnel his way out of several rubble graves, an actual grave at some point. So no, Superman should be just fine.
Game?
Superman, please don't take a crap in front of us.
Anytime you want.
Anyway, yeah. So now,
What does the game mean by what's this, Pedro?
as in the explosion we just saw. Basically, we now have both the exit and both exits blocked. So what now?
How is Superman gonna get out of this one?
You'd think Superman would just, fly and crash through the ceiling or something, but
One of his
survivors.
literally one of his most iconic moves to do, but nope.
again, the only reason this level even exists is because, again, incredibly stupid and contrived reasons. There's no reason for this level to even exist in the context of the story. It's just here.
Seriously, it sounds
like
like you're saying the
Okay, so here's what you're supposed to do. Now you're supposed to bumble around through the sewers. I never really figured out all the way exactly what's the specific spot in the level where it happens, but right now you're supposed to just bumble through the level until you randomly get called out by a civilian that knows another exit that we can use.
Of course, a digital AI that Lex Luthor programmed to help us. Why not?
What a digital dummy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And yeah, this level is still full of enemies. Yeah, and guess what, guys? Like Dark World 1 first attempt at trying to figure out this level was to just, kill all the enemies. Thing is, they were all full of rocket launchers. Here's the thing, though. Once you block all the exits, once you see those two cutscenes where they block all the exits, the enemies with the rocket launchers are now magically gone. The rocket launcher enemies, I mean. They're all magically gone now. Now there's only enemies with guns. So, which means...
The rocket launchers serve...
So, yeah, everybody, don't bother trying to kill the enemies that are attacking you. Just go straight to the fucking exit and then they'll magically disappear.
Brilliant.
Don't you just love when a game so diligently wastes your time?
I love it. I love it. I love wasting my time. That's why I recorded this game. Anyway, yeah, basically, I guess this is supposed to be a bathroom or something. I don't know what the hell that kind of room is supposed to be. But the point is, the civilian we're looking for is in one of those rooms. I don't know which one specific, because again, every section of this subway looks the goddamn same, so it's very easy to get lost in here.
Have you ever tried freezing an enemy?
I did, but that doesn't kill them, so no point. Just use the heat vision. The heat vision is the best way to handle enemies. So,
I mean, you could run them over.
Remember, Pedro, if you're playing fair, the heat vision would be limited.
Which makes no sense. Superman should not.
Doesn't.
Superman should not need ammo to use his own fucking powers.
again, the best way to do this would be like, maybe he's under a red sunbound. In fact, they actually did have an episode of the animated series where a villain does essentially rework the lighting to simulate red sun radiation, which have Superman's abilities. Literally just take inspiration from that instead of setting this in a digital world. Oh wait, that's right, the whole Superman can't be allowed to actually hurt someone, even though the comic establishes that the bosses are actual people who were brought into this realm, so technically Superman is still hurting.
I find it interesting. By the way, I find it interesting how Warner Brothers had such a huge fucking problem with Superman hurting actual real people in this game, and yet they had zero problem with Zack Snyder and David Goyer's take on Batman. Like,
well, okay, to be fair, there was a massive 14-year gap.
Also, I think it's kind of clear that they just really wanted this game out in one way or another, too. Like, I don't know why. Well, I can think of a few reasons why, but for whatever reason, they really had a beef with Titus.
Yeah, which I have yet to understand why, because we've only heard Eric Kahn's side of the story. But nobody no former executive from Warner Brothers or anybody that even is in the know ever said anything about why Warner Brothers did it to begin with. Like, what happened? Did Eric Kahn pitch the game to them and the executives didn't like him or something? Like, was Eric Kahn some kind of pompous asshole that pissed off one of the executives or something? What happened?
I really need to give the
so this bit here.
Video.
I have no idea what the fuck is up with this room. See, the door stays closed unless you happen to be here in this laser. But as far as
you're supposed to pick something up and place it there, but
there's nothing to pick up and place it there. That's the thing. And for the record, that's not the room that we're supposed to go in anyway. So I have no idea why how that room is even there. That room is just a waste of your time.
Tio, got a game facts pick on that?
No, not really. I mean, it probably will take me too long to search it. My biggest guess is that maybe you're supposed to pick up an enemy and put it there.
That's the thing, too. You can't pick up enemies. Well, okay. You can't pick up robots, but you can pick up human enemies.
So, what about the Dark Shadows? Do they count as human enemies?
The Dark Shadows.
Yeah, that's what I asked. Do they count as human enemies?
Yes, they do. The human. Let's go with
put them down there.
Let's go with human-shaped enemies. How about that? So yeah, but that's the basic gist of it. Bumble around in the subway at random until the game takes mercy on you, because, like I said, I have no fucking clue where the specific room is, because, again, it's hard to get your bearings in this level, because, look at this. See? It's very hard to tell how far you've been and which places you haven't been to yet. So, the best advice I can give you is just bumble around the level and kill all the enemies. If you kill all the enemies that you see... Oh, there he is. Help, Superman!
That's great.
Yeah.
That is a very off-screen.
Hello.
You can make an ice protection to me when I am attacked. I know another way out. Protect me and I'll show you the way. Question?
Rephrase it in a more comprehensive.
So let me get this straight. Now, it's now, in the penultimate non-ring level, where the game actually verbally tells me that I can use my ice breath to protect the civilians.
I'm guessing they assume that you wouldn't have needed that during the lowest level because you'd just be that gosh darn good at the game.
Jova,
Yes?
Please, Pedro, breathe.
Jova, I don't genuinely believe it's actually possible to complete the lowest level without the ice breath, because remember, Lois will just willingly put herself right in the middle of fire.
I'm guessing that, like, if you're fast enough to take them all out, you can win that.
That's the thing, Jova. That doesn't work, Jova, because as you just saw here, every time you get further, like, reasonably further away from an enemy, from a civilian, to, you know, kill all the enemies before the civilian gets to them, the civilian gets mysteriously kidnapped, and I have 10 seconds to save him, like you just saw. That's the
I still
problem.
have the idea that you're supposed to actually impede their progress by standing in front of them, so they technically stop, and then acting as a turret by using your laser beams.
That's the problem, Teo. That's the problem, Teo. There's a flaw in that plan. One, you have to stay. You can stay still and blocking the civilians' path, but here's the problem. Yes, you can use your hit vision from afar. Problem is, Teo, the game's draw distance is shit, so you can't see the enemies from farther away. And even if you could, you only have so much ammo for your heat vision. So that plan is not
exactly. About your case, since you have cheats activated.
Well, yeah, true, but I'm trying to think of it from the way the game is designed, not from the way I'm playing it. Because if you're playing the game fairly, that plan may sound like a good idea on paper, but when you actually put it into practice, nope. Sorry. Go on, Jova.
I have to reiterate that again, who is this random guy?
I don't know.
Is he literally a digital AI that gains sentience and wants to help us, or did Luthor literally program this guy
just use the
to make
quote
it
from
fair?
Megamind.
Superman is in the Matrix, and this happens to be a good program that revolted against the machines. There you go. That's the best explanation I can come up with.
So the machines are actually helping Superman.
Well, remember that's also what happened in the Matrix. There were machines who actually were generally against their masters, the program specifically. So, again, that's the most plausible explanation I can think of. This is actually Superman in the Matrix. That's what this game is. Let's try that again. See, the problem here is that, again, yes, I can freeze him and keep him safe. Problem is, he still gets kidnapped even if I freeze him. Meaning, again, I can't get way too far away from him. So the problem, and then when I try to kill the enemies, it's hard to kill them because remember they'll shoot at you, and every time you get shot, Superman does that stupid animation where he looks really stupid, like that one. I'm trying to freeze him right now, but it's just like, and stay there. Jesus fucking Christ. All right, let's take care of this. Just die, please.
I wonder. Wait, can you push that guy in the ice?
You can push him while he's in ice block, but I don't recommend it because it takes way longer than letting him walk. Because
that said, my guess is, that room that you were wondering about? My guess is you freeze that guy as a block of ice and then push him to the laser where he stays in place for you to be able to get into the room.
Okay, see, here's the thing. It's two things, Jova. The room where we find the civilian is different than the room where that puzzle happens. Second...
Oh, I know that. What I mean is, I'm guessing the idea is that if you go by that with him, then you can bring him to there for whatever secret is in that room.
I'm not doing that. That would take way too long, and I'm pretty confident the only reward I'll get is like a health pickup. So fuck that shit.
The secret to everybody.
Oh, I know. I'm just guessing that that's how you're supposed to get into the room.
It's a good thing I don't care how you're supposed to get into the room.
How long? Yeah,
how long is this gonna go on?
I'm with Sonic on this one.
How long is this gonna go on? Like, Teo, it's like this Superman 64 operates on two ways. It's either skrunking you, as the Ultimate Warrior would say, aka for those who don't remember.
Oh, is it actually grabbing? What was one of the terms?
Grabbing your crotch.
Grabbing your crotch playfully and run away.
Yes. It's either skrunking you, aka annoying you to the point of madness, or just boring you like shit to the point of making you fall asleep. That's the only thing. The only two things that there's no. This game can only do those two things and cannot ever do anything in between.
Wow.
Oh God. Okay. Let's carry on. What? Wait.
Are you sure this level isn't the most annoying because it's really cramped and you can barely
No,
go anywhere?
it's more boring and takes a long time. Wait.
It isn't the most annoying, sorry.
Oh my God.
What?
You guys didn't notice?
No.
He's stuffed.
Well, shit.
Hey, freeze him in the... No, wait, why don't you...
There he goes again.
Oh, boy.
There we go. Move.
Oh my god, you had to move him the whole way!
The cart is supposed to move forward. And now it's Michael Jacksoning.
Wait,
Okay.
maybe he's broken. Maybe the digital code of Lex Luthor's game world is
Okay,
breaking
so
down.
Push, Superman, push, you can do it.
Jesus
I believe
fucking
in you.
Christ, I don't. Why? Oh, okay. Here's what you're supposed to do. I have yet to figure. I swear to you, I'm trying my best right now on recording to try to figure this out. Here's what you can do to unglitch him. You have to freeze him and wait for a
Fuck's sake.
Yeah. Guess what, Theo? You have to freeze him and so that he'll and then when he unfreezes, suddenly his walking animation works properly again.
Of course.
Obviously, right?
I guess
Well,
being
maybe
frozen
maybe his brain needed to cool down.
I guess. Jesus fucking Christ. Fun fact.
There are no fun facts, Pedro.
Well, I'm talking about a fun fact regarding my recording process rather than the game itself. Fun fact. Fun fact. I actually, as the time of this recording, this very day, I actually had a practice run of the very final level of the game because it's been so long that I decided to give myself a present so I could relearn exactly what's the specific process, because the final level of this game is incredibly long and full of very specific weird things that have to be done in a very specific order, because of course it is. So I had to do it before recording. I decided to instead make a not recorded practice run on my own so I could, refresh my memory of how I'm supposed to do it. That way I could have a more clean recording. Ugh. Bloody hell. Okay, are we... please, game, tell me we're almost there. Jesus. Oh my...
I'm starting to remind me of the worst aspect instead of Superman
Wait,
Shadow of Apocalypse.
why was the Dark Shadow aiming at you and not
where the NPCs
civilian?
never stop shouting for help.
Yeah.
Hey, Superman, can you help?
Wait, was that Shadow?
Yes, Dark Shadow review, even that, and duly noted it.
Again,
Yeah.
like I mentioned, Shadow of Apocalypse uses this gameplay style, except it actually works in that game.
Still has a very annoying NPCs.
Here's a fun fact, by the way. If you're playing on easy mode, the game ends right before this level starts.
I guess
I
they
mean, the
figured
game
might as well
wants to
spare you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a thing too. Instead of just giving you the ending, they just say, by the way, if you want to continue, play on normal mode, dipshit.
Pedro, implying that the normal ending of this game is actually rewarding.
Well, yeah, but...
I love how you knocked the Dark Shadow into the civilian, and he wasn't even phased.
That's the thing, Jova. That's the thing, Jova. If you punch a civilian, he'll just say, "What's wrong, Superman? Are you okay?"
No.
Go on.
No. What I'm talking about is the fact that you punched the Dark Shadow, and he got knocked into the civilian, and he crashed against the civilian
this
like
bit.
the civilian was a wall.
Okay, this bit is annoying as fuck. Yeah, I know. Surprise, right? Okay. Okay, first off, get rid of this guy. Jesus. Next. I guess get rid of this guy too. Jesus. There you go. And there it is. Might as well kill the Lexo Steel while we're at it, right? Here,
Looks like he's having more of a seizure.
here's the problem. When you kill the exoskeleton, you trigger the final cutscene level that creates a hole in the ceiling that's... Yeah, the ceiling for some reason exploded, and there's your exit. Problem is, no matter where the civilian is, even if he's right next to you, activating that cutscene before the civilian gets to the exit causes him to be kidnapped. I'm not kidding you. As you're going to see, I'm going to demonstrate this. Even if the civilian is right next to you, triggering that cutscene...
The game probably spawns you instead, close instead to the hole.
That being said, like, why do we have to go back and help the civilian? And in fact, why did going back to help the civilian open up the hole?
Because
honestly,
if you go straight to the hole without rescuing the civilian first, Lex wins.
Sometimes
Of course,
you really
because-
should not just open holes like that.
You see, because it's not morally right to leave behind digital programming. However, that's the thing. Apparently, this civilian is supposed to be our help in getting out of here, I think.
Question mark?
Which makes you wonder, why is it that coming here with him opened a hole there? Unless story-wise, the game is suggesting that the fight with the Lex Luthor created a hole in there.
There was a hole there in his wall.
So let's try with him like this.
Yeah, let the robot dance to the music.
Cutscene triggered. Every
Again, yeah,
single
it's betting as soon as the hole gets created, Superman gets despawned and picked up.
Wait, hold on.
Near the hole.
I love how he said, help, I'm being attacked, but then after that said, it was cold with thanks, Superman. It's like, so, even after you freeze him, it's like...
So here's the basic idea. Don't kill the exoskeleton before he gets to the exit. Kill only the dark shadows. You know, you'd think it would be a good idea to kill the exoskeleton. Sorry, the Lex exoskeleton. You know, so just to make sure that the exoskeleton doesn't, kill the fucking civilian. But no, like.
I guess that's the game's way of making it challenging, but then that just begs the question, why not just have Lex automatically win? Because, like, is it even possible to beat the time on the little bit it gives you?
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Yes.
It is?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
My point is like, well, why even give you the timer to save the guy if, you can't do it in that time? Is it actually possible?
No, you can. It's just that the problem, Joe, is that, like Theo noticed, you get spawned somewhere else. So I lose my barracks and I forget where I am in relation to the civilian. That's the problem. Maybe if the draw distance in this game didn't suck ass, maybe that would be easier. But it isn't. See, look at that. Like, I can barely see anything around the Metropolis sign. See? I magically get teleported here. Like Theo noticed. Alright, let's try to find him, I guess. There he is. Jesus fucking Christ, game.
Oh, so is like the place that he's put random, or is he always there?
No, he's in the same place. It's just that Superman gets teleported to the other side for some reason. Oh god, that was annoying. Pick up the pace, old man.
So what exactly did he do to help us?
No, you want to hear the funniest thing? Thank you, Superman. Goodbye. The moment he goes for the exit, guess what happens? Help! I'm being attacked! And you can't save him because the door is locked. So what you're supposed to do is go to the exit. There you go. Oh, and by the way, you have to press start. And you have to press start to leave the level before the timer runs out. Because if you allow the timer to run out during that, Lex will win.
I'm not even bothered anymore by the fact that the save screen is basically Superman basically telling you it ain't gonna suck itself. I'm just let's move on, please.
Yes. Alright, everybody. Tune in next time for the final ring level in the game.
Wow.
Thank God.
We're almost done, guys.
This will be interesting.
See ya.
Ta-ta.